11번. 밑줄 친 constantly wearing masks가 다음, 그래서 의미하는 바로 가장 적절한 것은? 3점.
Over the centuries, various writers and thinkers, looking at humans from an outside perspective, have been struck by the theatrical quality of social life. The most famous quote expressing this comes from Shakespeare. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. If the theater and actors were traditionally represented by the image of masks, writers such as Shakespeare are implying that all of us are constantly wearing masks. Some people are better actors than others. Evil types such as Iago in the play Othello are able to conceal their hostile intentions behind a friendly smile. Others are able to act with more confidence and bravado. They often become leaders. People with excellent acting skills can better navigate our complex social environments and get ahead.
12번. 밑줄 친 eating my problems for breakfast가 다음, 그래서 의미하는 바로 가장 적절한 것은?
Research in the science of peak performance and motivation points to the fact that different tasks should ideally be matched to our energy level. For example, analytical tasks are best accomplished when our energy is high, and we are free from distractions and able to focus. I generally wake up energized. Over the years, I have consistently stuck to the habit of eating my problems for breakfast. I'm someone who tends to overthink different scenarios and conversations that haven't happened yet. When I procrastinate on talking with an unhappy client or dealing with an unpleasant email, I find I waste too much emotional energy during the day. It's as if the task hangs over my head, and I'll spend more time worrying about it, talking about it, and avoiding it, than it would actually take to just take care of it. So for me, it'll always be the first thing I get done. If you know you are not a morning person, be strategic about scheduling your difficult work later in the day.
13번. 밑줄 친 helping move the needle forward가 다음, 그래서 의미하는 바로 가장 적절한 것은? 3점.
Everyone's heard the expression don't let the perfect become the enemy of the good. If you want to get over an obstacle so that your idea can become the solution-based policy you've long dreamed of, you can't have an all-or-nothing mentality. You have to be willing to alter your idea and let others influence its outcome. You have to be okay with the outcome being a little different, even a little less than you wanted. Say you're pushing for a Clean Water Act. Even if what emerges isn't as well-funded as you wished, or doesn't match how you originally conceived the bill, you'll have still succeeded in ensuring that kids in troubled areas have access to clean water. That's what counts, that they will be safer, because of your idea and your effort. Is it perfect? No. Is there more work to be done? Absolutely. But in almost every case, helping move the needle forward is vastly better than not helping at all.
14번. 밑줄 친 have entirely lost our marbles가 다음, 그래서 의미하는 바로 가장 적절한 것은? 3점.
North America's native cuisine met the same unfortunate fate as its native people. Save for a few relics like the Thanksgiving turkey. Certainly, we still have regional specialties. But the Carolina barbecue will almost certainly have California tomatoes in its sauce. And the Louisiana gumbo is just as likely to contain Indonesian farmed shrimp. If either of these shows up on a fast food menu with lots of added fats or HFCS, we seem unable either to discern or resist the corruption. We have yet to come up with a strong set of generalized norms, passed down through families, for savoring and sensibly consuming what our land and climate give us. We have, instead, a string of fad diets convulsing our bookstores and bellies, one after another, at the scale of the national bestseller. 9 out of 10 nutritionists view this as evidence that we have entirely lost our marbles.
15번. 밑줄 친 forward thinking이 다음, 그래서 의미하는 바로 가장 적절한 것은?
I suspect fungi are a little more forward-thinking than their larger partners. Among trees, each species fights other species. Let's assume the beeches native to Central Europe could emerge victorious in most forests there. Would this really be an advantage? What would happen if a new pathogen came along that infected most of the beeches and killed them? In that case, wouldn't it be more advantageous if there were a certain number of other species around oaks, maples, or firs that would continue to grow and provide the shade needed for a new generation of young beeches to sprout and grow up? Diversity provides security for ancient forests. Because fungi are also very dependent on stable conditions, they support other species underground and protect them from complete collapse, to ensure that one species of tree doesn't manage to dominate.